Well, today I have my colleagues here with me. They are from the medical school, and we are here to share our experiences.
Hi, I'm Zayi. I'm a fourth-year medical student, and I'm a friend of Gabriel.
Hello, I'm Aymane, and I'm a fourth-year medical student.
So in the second semester of the third year, COVID came by, university got closed, and we had to switch to online courses.
To be there in most of the courses, the classes, because I had to get the teachers in, the students in, and be there so that if there's a problem, I can help with it.
Yeah, they will always go, Amen, do you hear us?
Yeah.
Amen, is it working?
Yes.
Amen, 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 answer that.
So that's the problem. That's the problem that I had. So because I was the only one always speaking, students were shy to activate their micros and speak for themselves. So when teachers had to ask questions about the lesson that they were speaking about,
They would always address it to you.
no, at first they addressed it to students, and no one would turn on his microphone. So I had to be the one that answers. So I had to focus during the course so that I can answer. And sometimes I got tired, I got nervous.
Definitely.
Yes.
You need to go, I don't know, because it's an online course, so you need to go back to the kitchen, you need to see your brothers. It's not all the time you're going to be on the desk.
And I don't always have the right answer. And sometimes we had classes at Saturday at 8 p.m. and it was hard to actually even wake up without speaking about answering the questions. So sometimes only once or twice, maybe more than that, when the teacher asked a question and nobody would answer, they would start going amen, 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 so that I can answer the question. And because I was tired or something, I used to act like I didn't.
Amen doesn't exist. Amen doesn't exist.
I was actually hearing, but I got tired. I couldn't answer it, so I acted like I had a connection problem or something like that. So I would go silent for a moment. And when the teacher would skip that question and go back to and that's when I do, teacher, actually I had a problem of connection.
Because I remember one time you called several times and then Aymane was not going to be fine. So that was what happened.
Yes, so I was there actually, but I couldn't answer the question.
Okay. So what of you?
I would usually attend the lesson, but just keep up with the teacher.
Okay.
Aymane was doing all the work.
So
I would thank him for that. It's not easy to be a representative actually, and there's like a lot of work and behind the scenes. You can't see it, but it's humongous work.
Thank you.
Like, the easiest thing is that you get to answer a lot of people at the same time. If you go to his message box, you're gonna find like hundreds of messages and repeated messages. So it's very hard. I would thank him for that, and Amin and Salma too.
You're welcome.
Because at the end of the day, we all study from the same online classes.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm there, I always say Aymane, but like he said, sometimes he will not be there. Definitely he has decided to go off for a while, just for him not to answer the questions that are available. Well, so how do you get back to the studies whenever you miss such a thing?
When I miss them, that's the best thing. That's the best thing of online classes. When you can't attend the lesson, you're gonna leave it until when you get like you get a week before the exam.
Okay.
So I get all the lessons in 1 day or 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, like even if there are like 10 lessons or 10 hours, I would do it on speed mode.
Yeah, very good.
And do all the lessons. Yeah. Because the prof, if you attend it, the prof would be like thinking a lot, so you're just gonna lose time. Yeah,
you don't have time for that. You're just gonna skip.
Get a speed mode.
Yeah.
Then again, it's good.
Yeah, you did what is very necessary.
Yeah, that's it.
For me, like I said, we all went like we all went on the same online classes.
Yeah.
But from my experience was very funny, definitely. It was this hot afternoon, and then I went for the clinical rotation, and I got back, and I was very tired. So when I came back, I remember that my friend told me before going out, he actually traveled that day, that I should record the classes for him, like he will definitely do it. So when he comes back, and then he will play. So I said, okay, fine, that wouldn't be a problem. So like I said earlier on, I slept. So I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, there was this friend of mine who was also sleeping right beside me. So he has an alarm for the classes. So when it's exactly 16 hours, the alarm sounds, and I know there's classes. So the alarm sounded. So I said, oh, okay, that means there's class going on. So I definitely have to record for my friend. So I woke up, and then I quickly need to, join the class. So I did all the necessary stuff. And then it's one thing I forgot to do. I forgot to off my camera. And then you can imagine me on my bed. So what's even more funnier is that I actually didn't realize that my camera was on. So you can imagine that the camera was actually on for probably 2 seconds. I don't know.
I remember it. I saw it.
Yeah. So the camera was actually on, and so everybody was looking at me. I don't know. And the professor was also teaching, who he doesn't even care that. Yeah, there's this student, but I know definitely that he'll be like, no, these students, they actually don't follow the crew. They actually do their own things and record. Definitely I was recording, so I slept back. And then there was this friend of mine who came in and said, Gabriel, it seems your camera is on. Then I realized, no, my camera is on. Well, you guys, I'll put the video on.
Everyone was watching it.
Yeah, I'll put the video on so you guys see how it happened. I feel like I've not said the whole thing, but like you see it for yourself how it really went by.
Et qui va donner des rameaux. Ces rameaux ne sont pas anastomosés entre eux, c'est-à-dire chaque rameau il vascularise une partie de ce scaphoïde. Donc lorsqu'on a une atteinte de ces rameaux, on peut avoir une nécrose d'une partie. C'est la particularité de cet os-là. Alors cet os, il a besoin du temps pour consolider, parfois 3 mois, et cet os, il a aussi il a beaucoup de complications lorsqu'il est fracturé. Alors, ce carpe, il est uni par des ligaments au radius, à l'articulation radio-cubitale inférieure. Ces ligaments sont en nombre de 33, donc il y a beaucoup de ligaments. Ce n'est pas important de les retenir. Ce qu'il faut retenir, c'est qu'il y a des ligaments qui sont intracapsulaires à l'intérieur de la capsule. Et il y a des ligaments palmaires qui sont puissants. Et voilà. D'accord, c'est.
And it was very funny. What's even amazed me is the next day I went for stage, and then people were like, no, it wasn't actually the next day, after some days, and they were like, no, Gabriel. I watched a video. I was like, is that not Gabriel?
You became famous.
Yeah.
You became famous.
Well, I may say I became a little bit famous, but it was one of those funny experiences that we always even use as men, where people actually sleep beside their laptop when classes go on. But this one was actually
Real.
Yeah, it was real. So yeah, that was my experience when we had the coup at distance.
I would like to take the chance to thank Hisham for recording
Yeah,
our
Hisham, because
our
he actually
voices.
had me on camera. So my video is actually
Well, he was
still
doing
on
his
YouTube.
work.
Yeah.
Good
So
thing.
I really appreciate what he's been doing. In fact,
Thank you,
our
Hisham.
lady, everybody, Hisham, yeah. So that was my experience. So now I think our next experience would actually be examination. You know, as students we actually hate examination. I wouldn't say we love examination. When exams come, definitely you have
It's a
to
bit
learn.
stressful.
Yeah, you have to learn. Well,
all
for
the
me, it's not about the stress part. It's actually about the sitting down to learn, because I hate learning, honestly. So yeah, for me, it's about the sitting down to learn. So when exams is coming, you just have to sit down and learn. That's the problem. So that's one experience I never liked when it comes to examination. But one thing I really had as an experience that still amazes me is there was this day that we went for the exam. So before we even go for exams, they really tell us what the exams is going to be and how it's going to be marked. Now we went for the exams, we were prepared. Now one thing we students we do is when we are told that the exams is going to be marked this way, we know how to learn towards it. For instance, when it is a multiple choice question, you don't learn the same words. Come on, you just look out for words so that when you see them in the possible answers, then you realize that I've seen this thing somewhere, so I think this is correct. That's how we learn for multiple choice question. Not up until this afternoon when the professor came to share the paper, and then 2 minutes to exams, and the professors were like, the questions you're about to answer is either you choose the right answers or you get everything wrong. Come on, who does that? Because what we students, we normally understand, when papers are marked that way, it means you have to look for the perfect answers. So if you're not sure of an answer, don't go in for it. Even if you are sure of it and you go in for it, think of the others too. So that's one experience that I really.
But you can't feel our feeling because you got the chance to know it.
Yeah.
While passing the exam.
Yes.
We didn't know it until we finished it.
Yeah,
Then we got out and they told us, "Do you know that it's tutorial?"
Wow.
Nobody told us.
Yes.
But nobody told us. All the group. All this.
So that means that there were some sections that were not told.
Yeah.
Then that would be very bad for you
Yeah,
guys.
I
Then at least
Yes, it was.
then there's no need to complain because
It
my
was-
chance is better.
It's the worst situation
Yeah.
you can be.
Yes.
Well, for examination during clinicals, actually, me personally, I've never had any examination after passing through about 12 departments. No, I have never had an exam except one oral. But hey, oral is just like having a conversation. So for me, that was not an exam. So that's basically what I experienced in examination.
So my story takes us to our second year of medicine. We had to take our exams in September because we didn't want to take them on June. That was a long story. It needs a separate video only to explain the problem. And because we didn't take our classes that semester, we only took like the written lessons and learned them like that way. And so the teacher told us, it wasn't the teacher. The dean told us that the teacher told him that we only needed to learn like about 30% of the lesson. That was the most important part. And when we got to the exam, again I was in the same room as Adnan. We found out that the teacher only asked questions about the parts that he told us not to learn.
Yeah.
So the teachers, that specific teacher got to our room and he was angry and he started shouting, "You need to answer." And that was not, and us, the students were angrier than the teacher. So I was the first one. I started shouting against the teacher. "No, you told us not to learn these parts, and in the exam we only found out the part that you told us to learn." And the teacher also started shouting, "No, it's the dean who told you that. I didn't tell you anything." And Adnan supported me. But sadly, he was the only one that supported me. The rest of the class remained silent. That's not a problem. It's a little bit.
You know,
Yes.
you always speak for the master.
No, at that time, I wasn't a class rep. I wasn't the representative. I was only a normal student. But I get it. It's very hard to speak to a teacher because you're afraid he may give me a 0 or something like that. And I don't blame even the teacher.
Because you were born to be a leader.
No.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, it was hematology fundamental.
Yes. It was fundamental
we take our
hematology.
classes in French, so hematology fundamental.
Yes.
English should have been fundamental hematology.
Yes.
I get you. Oh wow, then that was a very sad one because you had to speak for the masses. But at the end of the day, the results spoke for itself, right?
Yes. But at the end, the results were very good, and
then I could see that
we're happy.
You actually learned the rest 70%. You didn't leave the 30%.
Yeah, you got it with the 30%.
Yes.
You took all the 100%, but I understand you were speaking for the masses.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, about the exam, the hospital exam, I only took one. And it was actually very funny because it was at the rheumatology department, and the exam was how to say it,
oral.
like oral. And the teacher, who was responsible for the students. He was doing an individual interview. It was like an interview when we go to the teacher's room and he starts asking us questions. It's usually a clinical case about the disease that you wrote the observation about.
Wow.
So I had my 3 observations about the same disease, and I was happy. The teacher will only ask me about that one disease that I master, because I made all 3 observations about rheumatoid polyarthritis, and I mastered that lesson. And when I get to the teacher, he tell me, all your 3 observations are about rheumatoid polyarthritis. I'm going to ask you about something else. And then he starts asking me very difficult questions. He we were in a rheumatology department, and all the questions were about hematology.
Yeah. Oh, really?
All the questions were about hematology. He started asking me about multiple myelomyeloma, about anemias, and
Which is another subject.
Yeah.
yes,
Which is out of the context.
yes,
Something on it.
and giving me clinical cases about it. He had to help me in all the questions.
Yeah, definitely, because you were.
It was very hard. I was, even if I knew the answer, I couldn't answer because I was shocked. How is it possible? We're in a I studied rheumatology, not hematology.
You even told him that this department where we are.
No, he couldn't. I don't think so.
No. I could. That time I couldn't tell him. Yes, but he helped me. Questions, and like at the end he was satisfied. She was satisfied that I could answer all those questions.
Very good. Definitely. Thank you, Aymane. Zayi, I hope I didn't chop your name. Zayi, right?
Yeah, Zayi.
Zayi. Thank you very much for putting this together. I know it was a very tough one. I know this moment you are having hospital all over where we get to go for our rotation and everything, your clinicals, and then you made this happen. I really thank you and I appreciate whatever you did. And then
Thank you for you too.
Thank you to Gabriel for inviting us today and gathering us here in this home for this interview. It was fun. Not our first interview.
Yeah, it was our first interview. Our first time on camera, so I would like to thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
And I would like to thank Wissam too, our cameraman.
Okay.
And I would like to thank Ilyas too for the lighting management.
I know. And the audience
For the environment.
For the environment too, it was very ambient and very
and don't forget to like, subscribe,
and tell us more about your experiences with the exams in the comment section.
And this has been it. See you guys in the next one.
Yeah.